Back at the airport, I've actually missed two aircraft. There was a Jet 2 Airbus A320 or A321, I think it's the older version, that has just landed. I actually failed to capture on camera because I was just busy putting on Wellingtons, and they're very hard and troublesome to put on because you have to gouge through your legs and stuff flat. And there was a 737 from Ryanair, and this time, because it's all cloudy and overcast, the runway lights have been turned on. And luckily enough, it's another one of those days where the Airbus A380 is also parked in, and it's obviously the first video for September of this year. I might as well just do a jump cut for that purpose, actually. Yeah, it's actually not looking very good with the current weather forecast outside. It's just not really good. But I wonder what will be the first plane to be featured landing in this video, since I've just missed that plane. The Jet 2 Airbus A320 or A321. I think it's the older version. The one that sounded like the 777, I think I actually got it wrong. In fact, I don't think they were General Electric 90s. I'm probably guessing that the engines that the A320 that A321 from Jet 2, some of them have a very different sound. I lock into a 777. I think these are the newer versions. The A320 Neos. They're basically the Neo versions of the A320s, the older models and stuff. They're basically like, you know, A320s with the bloodline of a 777 from Boeing. That's what they're all called. And we've got a Jet 2 737. I just hope they're not changing, because I actually prefer landing over taking off. Because landing, you can get a very good close-up shot of planes just landing and stuff. They're very big, they're very close, they're more visible. And, you know, it's more like that, isn't it? Because if it was taking off, it would just be very, just small, distant, and in this case, just a bit lifeless. I've actually got a nasty fever, and I've actually got a nasty sore throat, and a nasty cough. So, just to put that into further notice, and as a bit of a disclaimer, I've got a nasty infectious flu infection. In fact, I've got some flu with me though. Just to let you know, because I'm sounding a bit croaky in this video, my voice isn't sounding that healthy as it was. So, just to let you know that as well, as the video progresses. And we've got a plane that's actually on the background. Let me just take a look what it is. Oh, I think it's the Neo version of the Airbus A320 or A321. Here it comes. They always sound like Boeing 777s, but that's actually the Neo version of the Airbus A321. Yeah, you can see there's contrails developing right in the distance. It was trying to sound like a 777, but it didn't look like it was. Maybe it could be an older version of the Airbus A321 or A320. The first versions, they first came out in 1987, I think. But the 737, that's a much older aircraft. But this one here, I believe, is actually much more of a recent one. The next generation versions, the extended range versions of the 737s, it's not the MAX, because I think the MAX 737s may sound a bit different. I haven't really worked out engine specifications or whatever sound they make. I can't really tell, but we'll just see how the video progresses. And as always on my YouTube channel, there is a lot of domestic flights landing and taking off. Rarely I can ever experience seeing in the way of, well, let's just say international flights. And as I'm having a good scope across through the airport, there was actually quite a lot of updates through the gravel pits and stuff, the quarry, that's what it's called. You can see that all of that ballast and all of that terrain has straightforward changed. You can see how it's all done by diggers and excavators and bulldozers and whatnot. So it would have taken a very different approach. I wonder what they're going to build here. Probably something that would not block the entire plane spotting area. And maybe a lake, but I can't really tell. Maybe a good nature reserve would be very nice, but that's my only gut feeling. Not really an expert of whatever place it is, but we'll see how this airport video is going to be like. And without sounding so feverish, it is the first plane spotting video of September of this year. And we've actually got another plane that's actually coming to land. I think it's an A319 from EasyJet. And it's the older version, I hope. Not really a big fan of the current EasyJet livery. It's just a bit off to me though. I can hear that tire squealing at the distance. Sounds like an earthquake at the very distance. I'm like, whoa! I think there's a lot of pigeons and crows in the background. I think it's that time of the year. I can't really tell what birds they are. I think those are wood pigeons. And those ones there, I can't really tell what birds they are. I think they're jackdaws. Probably jackdaws because I think they're more common. A lot more smaller in size than rooks. And it looks like they're all just swarming as some sort of roosting, gathering thing. And then we've got the 737 about to take off and stuff. It's probably the longest one shot I actually decided to take because, you know, saves a lot more memory, doesn't it? Yeah, can't believe it. And also, one more thing. I'm also going back to college, only for 2 days next week. One in Aston Hall, and the other one at a new place called the Exchange, which really is actually quite an old building, but that will be part of my internship program. Can't talk to you about that much, but I just want to be very private and very much clear, as much as I can, just as a further notice type thing. And here's the gravel pits. 737's about to take off. Be amazing to see if there was a 747 or an A3. In fact, we've already got the A380. And speaking of Boeing, we've got the 737 from TUI. I don't think we're going to be seeing that much in the way of Boeing planes landing. In particular, the 737. I hope. I mean, just going by that cloudiness and that dull sort of feeling, I just hope it's not going to rain. Hopefully, it's not going to spoil the whole entire day and stuff. Wonder if there's any more planes landing. I just need to have a very good scope of what I'm actually up to. No, there's no planes landing here at the moment, but I could just definitely film and keep on blabbering a lot too. And I've actually done quite a lot of things so far beyond the last part of August. I finished off that Murder Day Malaysian animation that I did. You can go ahead and check it out on my YouTube channel if you have some time. I can throw in the link if I have some time, of course. And the other thing is, I've actually became quite a recent visitor to the airport. I think it was around... Oh, am I hearing an earthquake in the background? Nope, that's just me hearing things differently because I got a bit of a very nasty and gnarly infectious disease taking over me. Hopefully I haven't got any signs of COVID. If I do have COVID, well, that means I need to quarantine. Had 2 pills of paracetamol recently and stuff, and hopefully I should be back up and running as always, as per usual. Somehow, that should be fairly nice, isn't it? Makes things properly alleviated and stuff. And yeah, hopefully the weather is nicely mitigated. To be honest, as I'm shooting it appears a little bit misty and a bit murky and a bit foggy because it's not really that great in footage, but who says? Probably me, somehow. But, yeah. A lot of out-of-context stuff I'm actually blabbering on because I've got a lot of things I might tell you. Other thing here is, I've actually became a much more recent visitor to the airport and the NEC. First came to the airport at around, when was it? I'd say the 14th of August, I think. That's definitely my first sign, I guess. And the other thing was, I also came to the National Exhibition Centre, the NEC, of course, as far as recent as on I would say the 30th of August. And I've also done a lot of plane spotting at a country park called Sheldon, which is on the other side. I think that's the same zone where I actually filmed some planes taking off and landing on the earlier part of the year, during springtime. I think I've actually got a very good scope of what I'm actually talking about. Maybe you have. And the 737 from Tui is about to take off. Got those lights here. And actually the lights on the whole airport not just extends from the runway lights right over at the back here. Right, totally right in the foreground, background type thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. So these yellow stanchions or pylons with the lights on it, they're basically on. And on the further distance, if I can get my camera focusing, it's very temperamental, that camera. Come on, start filming properly. I can also see a bit of red light action here as well, but maybe the colours may start to capitulate as time progresses. Not that much somehow, but I can see how everything is all composed. And a bit of green light action here as well. I wonder how airports really do work. Somehow I'm quite curious about that. I'm just going to be very careful, meticulously, without, straddling off to the ramps like some of those dumb people making videos on YouTube. I just hope everything is all clear. It's a much quieter day because of the weather outside, and we are going up towards the later part of the year. In fact, we're going up next towards Halloween time, as I've just ventured across Poundland and saw a lot of Halloween stuff. There's a lot of cloud cover right here. It's a far cry to what we had from like last year September. It was all like, warm if not hot, and today is proper autumn. And of course, yes, with those weather conditions on the cards, unfortunately, that's the sort of weather event where I'd classify myself as being ill. Although that's not the case. That's probably more of that scenario where I just become a bit, infected. And I've just filmed some birds, pigeons they are, because I was just doing sideways and stuff. Yeah, don't know how much nonsense am I really talking about on YouTube, but that's all I got to really cover. And that's it. And also, not more college info. I'm also about to start my 4-week progression at the Exchange building in Birmingham. We've got another 2 Boeing 737. I'll be starting my new college program 2 weeks' time on the 17th of September, I think. Which will... No, wait. Yeah, I think it'll be on the 17th. Is it the 16th or the 17th? I can't really remember. Oh, I can't really remember. I can't really tell. It might be the 16th. Or is it the 17th? Let me just double check. So the first day is Sunday. Because we're in 2024. Sunday the 1st of September. So I'll probably be back at the Exchange on the 17th of September as normal. As it is. Or is it the 16th of September? I might have to double check my Yahoo email account. I don't want to give it too much detail away, otherwise people will just straightforward find me and just hack me. Probably best not to talk that much. But I'll be heading back to college. This time at the Exchange building for basically a full week. I've also got more information here. I'm actually also straightforward, heading back to college. Apart from that, I'm also sort of thinking about going back to Malaysia. Now, I haven't got any much more details yet, but we are confirming to go back to Malaysia. In fact, I'm actually flying back to Malaysia around late September or basically early to mid-October for about 3 to 4 weeks. I'm just hoping for it to happen. And obviously I'm pretty bored of this sicko British climate. Yeah, it's like that, Yeah, I'm just feeling ill. Obviously it's the climate. It could be like, maybe when I went to the National Exhibition Centre, maybe I must have actually caught, maybe when I was at the bus, and maybe when I actually drove past the airport, maybe I took the bus that was driving past the airport. I think there were some passengers that might have actually contained some nasty diseases and stuff. Maybe it's best I can probably abandon that idea and probably focus on going to Sheldon Country Park. Maybe that might be a much better idea of whatever nonsense I might blabber out on YouTube and stuff. It's very hard to tell, because I know some people are quite skeptical, just as I am, but, hard times, hey? What can you do? Nothing but just just carry on as being normal, as you know, as you normally are. And there's no more planes landing. Strange, isn't it? Not much in the way of landing. It's a bit strange. Maybe there might be more takeoffs than landing so far. And hopefully I'm actually at a very distant spot. So as I'm walking through the distance of other people's space, I'm just doing the most sensible thing by just keeping them away and whatnot. Just making sure, other people aren't getting, straightforward too close in a sense somehow. Because I want to make sure that it's basically my zone and not others. But I'm just keeping a good track along, because I'm just showing you how the diggers have straightforward changed the looks of the gravel pits. And apparently we've got another plane that's actually coming to land. I think that might be 737. Let me just zoom in. Here it comes. Oh, it's by Ryanair. I can see it. Yeah, my camera has actually been playing temperamental. It just kept on changing focus and brightness, so I'm not really great on it. And it's just landed. Oh, I can hear a bit of tyre squealing. That's why I like to hear it. When there's tyre squealing, I can just hear it. Actually, there's been quite remarkable aircraft I've just seen at Birmingham Airport recently. Because I became quite a frequent visitor, I've seen a Qatar Airways 777 cargo plane. And I've also seen, guess what? This is something I don't think anyone has seen. A British Airways Embraer 175 aircraft. I don't think anyone has seen it, but they would have been very good regular visitors to the hangar in Birmingham, which is right over here on the left. And yes, as I was just filming the 737, straightforward landed so far. We've got an Aer Lingus ATR 72 that's actually taxiing. And amazingly, so far this week, I've actually been to the airport 4 times, possibly 3, because maybe if I go to the NEC, that might count as going to the airport. What airline is that? Is that Aer Lingus? No, but it could be operated by Aer Lingus. It's the livery of the plane that's just shouting up to me. Let me just take a look at the airliner's name. So let me just jump cut though, because I want to see it very clearly. Right, the airliner name is Blue Islands. Sounds very generic for an airliner, but I don't know, somehow it's a bit strange hearing that somehow. It is very, very strange. I think what was also very interesting, on Friday, I think I just missed it, because I didn't have the time to do some plane spotting. I think I also saw, well, I actually didn't see it, but I think there was a YouTuber called Airport Action. He actually filmed an Airbus A320 with a Europa Park logo. I think it was a Eurowings airliner. And had like mascots that reminded me so much of Chuck E. Cheese with a bit of a Mickey Mouse taste, but in CGI. I think the aircraft livery was good, but I think the mascots, they're not really that great. They're just basically copycats of Chuck E. on Cheese, or Chuck E. Cheese, or Chuck E. Cheese. I can't remember the name, but many American people might probably know what it is. It's probably the basis for Five Nights at Freddy's. That's what I'm thinking. Yep, ATR 72 from Blue Islands. The Blue Islands ATR 72 is straightforward out to the skies in a very miserable, cloudy day. It just looks like, darkness has returned. That's not a good sign when you see that, skies like that. Just makes me want to sleep on dull days. I always seem to have trouble waking up, when it's this dull. Like, whenever I live in cold England, it's like that, Whenever I wake up in England, it gets stupidly cold, especially, like, just before Christmas. That's, like, that's the sort of thing, like, whenever I wake up at this time of the year, and it's like when it's freezing cold, I just pop back to sleep. You know, I just really don't care. That's probably my my rant here, so I have to continue ranting before I'm over. Like, whenever I see skies like this, I just simply turn off. Like, this is some trivia. Like, I always seem to turn off, like, my body. Like, when it's so cloudy and stuff, I just simply just carry on sleeping. Okay? Maybe, like, after having a nice hot shower, I can just still continue sleeping, and then that's it. And when the skies are like this, it just puts me back to bed. You know, it drives me crazy seeing that. You know, after driving me crazy, I should also be popping to bed. So I have to rant here because those grey skies and those clouds here, they're just doing my utter head in. It's like that, isn't it? Obviously, there's nothing you can do to change weather, you know. Oh, that's interesting. Look at this, guys. This is the airport car park. That there is the actual airport car park. And apparently on Google Maps, someone told me there's some sort of plane spotting viewing area on the car park. Maybe I need to go ahead and film plane spotting videos like here, you know, one day. That should somehow throw in a bit of nice context somehow. I'm actually quite curious about that. That's great, you know. Maybe one day I might try and film some planes here, landing and taking off. That'd be quite good. Eh? Without actually having to get into a car, but instead go by bus. And hopefully I shall try and film some amazing aircraft landing, or in this case taking off. We'll see how it goes. I heard that the car park is actually really expensive, and oh, guess what? No surprise. After seeing the same aircraft taking off, we've got an ATR 72, and I bet it could be Aer Lingus. It's coming to land, obviously. I need to do a jump cut. Thorough jump cut, obviously. Walking right to the left. Gotta be very careful, there's a nasty wire here. Oh, it's coming. I need to go close to it. Oh yeah. Apparently my camera, my fingers just, I think they did something a bit naughty. They just sort of flicked, they just zoomed in a bit. Makes it very weird, doesn't it, for an effect like that. Sorry about that, guys. I think that was my mistake. My fingers were going a little bit edgy, strange enough. And we've got a couple of aircraft. Airbus A380 from Emirates is straightforward departing from Birmingham Airport. But first off, a Jet2 Airways, or Jet2 Holidays 737 that's just taxiing and preparing for taking off. Not many flights, but I might show you some other impressive scenes and stuff somehow, because, you know, we are in the beginning of autumn. Or some people in America, they just call it fall. That's how appropriate it is. And I'm just, you know, tracking across. That's nice, very, very nice scenery somehow, but I'll have to focus on the planes here, because that's what I'm meant to do. And strangely enough, it is, you know, compared to like 30 degrees last year, today it feels like, you know, an ugly 16, 17 degrees Celsius, possibly 21. That's not too bad. It's quite warm, but it looks miserable. Yeah, it actually, the temperature is about to go down to at least around 15 degrees Celsius, you know. Obviously it will stay muggy and humid by that time somehow. I'm just zooming in. There's the Emirates A380. Let me just zoom in very nicely and carefully. It's that white thing here. There it is. The Emirates A380. I'll just straightforward film that beast before I shall bail out of Birmingham Airport. Or more appropriately, the gravel pits. Yep, I actually prefer this. And maybe that section there, more so than the country park, because it's much more quieter. Although, since the kids and children have gone back to school, especially those damn teenagers, strangely enough, it's all looking quiet. Maybe there's a decrease in activity during winter. I'm always curious about that. And I don't know how much nonsense am I actually blabbering on, but right, I'm just going to walk here because I want to see if there's any other aircraft landing. Nope, can't see any at all yet. Oh, lovely jet engines from that 737. It's funny I haven't had that many landings, but we'll see as the day picks up a bit. I might have to probably film landing videos, basically for just a bit of a short while here, because I know the days are getting shorter, because we're coming up towards winter. And apart from the Jet 2, we can also see a TUI 737 that's also taxiing. It's so nice to get a very good scope of whatever planes I'll just film as time progresses. Yay! And looks like it's nicely taxiing. No planes yet, but I shall straightforward have a go. I might find a seat, more appropriately a rock or a stone, or the feels not so appropriate wise. And actually we've got a plane landing. Have we? Or not? I just heard some weird whooshing sounds coming from the backside. Nope, no planes. No planes landing yet at the moment. I can't see any at all. Tracking very slowly. Nope. Nope, not at all. But here it is. There's the Jet 2 737. That's just about to take off. It's in the same colour as the Airbus A320 or Airbus A321s. I wonder if they should have different liveries and stuff. Was it the new livery? Strange enough, as I'm making this video in September, I'm actually starting to hear some chaffinches singing. No, wait, chiff-chaffs. I always get confused whenever I think of them birds. But yeah, it's a bit unusual to hear chiff-chaffs around autumn time, because normally bird songs obviously tend to fade away during, let's just say the late part of summer and the early part of autumn. But the only bird I think to sing during August is the robin. Might be totally wrong. And we've got an Airbus A321, Airbus A320 or Airbus A321 Neo that's about to take off as well. Look at that, look how many aircraft movements there are. It's just amazing, isn't it? It's just so incredible. Very, very incredible. Yeah, I just can't believe it. What if I sat in that big rock? I'll have to sit here. Hopefully without... Oh, okay, maybe I've dirtied my coat a bit. I'm gonna have to probably get up from here and probably wipe my... Yeah, I think I've just dirtied my coat. Whoops. But I think it's okay. My coat can be straightforward washed. Oops, very sloppy filming. I have to keep on track of whatever I film. Oops, that's my face. Luckily enough, my throat should be a bit better as time flies by. And I did say I wasn't going to be making that much in the way of vlogs. Hopefully there might be a plane coming right behind me, I'm sure. Okay, looks like we've got two aircraft right here. We've got an Airbus A321 Neo, or is it the old version? I can't really tell. And there's a TUI 737. That's also here on the back. And, strange enough, I can also see an Emirates A380 on the back as well. But here it is also bailing out of Birmingham Airport too. It's amazing that somehow it's quite interesting seeing it somehow. I think what's even more rare is that, I think during the pandemic, there was less demand for Emirates, of course, with the A380 and stuff, and Qatar Airways, because, of the pandemic. And instead of the A380, we instead got the 777 from Emirates, the Boeing 777. That was a very big common thing in 2004 and until 2016. But then, both aircraft still run the same flight. Look how many planes there are. They're just straightforward taxiing. Yep, look at this. Quite nice somehow seeing that many planes. Whoa, and stuff. Look at that. Whoa. It's very busy today. Absolutely busy. Especially during the weekends. I think the days which actually have the most aircraft movements will have to be Monday to Friday. Because there's actually a lot of it going around here during Monday to Friday, because it's not normally the peak time for daytime, of course. And, a lot of flights like Qatar Airways and Saudi Airlines, they might straightforward join in and such. Right. Jet 2, Airbus A321. Either it's the old version or the regular version is taking off. And what's also taxiing on the background, yep, you can clearly see the Emirates A380. Just straightforward, nicely taxiing. This is nice. And then we've got the 737. Look at this, guys. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let me just stand back a bit because I don't want to trip over and fall over to the side. Who knows about that? Oh, we get a clear shot of that A321 just taking off. Yep. It's actually running in the form of taking offs than landings. It's a bit strange. Normally I tend to see a lot more landings. Oh man. Oh, what can I do? Not much I could potentially say, hey? Oh, man. And I can see the Emirates A380 just straightforward taxiing. Yeah, obviously there's the TUI Boeing 737. Straightforward making a move. Oh, it's not. I can't see any other aircraft that are just straightforward, basically taking off. Apart from the two 737. No landings yet. Yeah, the rocks, they're unfortunately too dirty to sit. Right, I'm gonna have to just squat instead. Probably pain my legs here. And up it goes. Is that actually taking off, or is it just... Oh, yes it is. Maybe it was just doing a very long, late-looking takeoff. I don't know why. Maybe it must have... Maybe the pilots weren't focusing that much. Oh. The Airbus A380 is coming oh so close. I'll just have to zoom in very perfectly. Here it is. That's what I'm all gonna see. Yep, look at this behemoth. It is straightforward, moving nicely and closely. As slow as it sounds, of course. Doing a pretty nice job. Straightforward, just taxiing, straddling across through the taxiway and then to the left. Or was it the right? Because obviously, you know, straightforward facing here, actually. Because if I was facing in the country park at Sheldon, it would totally be very different. Right. Okay. Focusing on the A380, yep. 4 massive Rolls-Royce Trent engines. The same engines being used for the Dreamliner and the A350. Might be totally wrong, but that's the main engines this plane uses. And it's still in its old livery. Great. The ones with the newer livery have got much more higher definition rendition of the United Arab Emirates flag. They've got like a red wingtip with the Emirates logo, and they've also got a much chunkier and larger enlarged version of the Emirates logo itself too, but doesn't really matter somehow, it still looks great. Oh, preparing for takeoff. Got the aircraft crew cars right here, got the airport cars tracking along here somehow. And it looks like we've got a Ryanair 737. That's also, what do you call it? Straightforward taxiing, isn't it? We'll see what other aircraft are going to be landing after those premises. Luckily enough, there's not much rain falling as I'm making this video. I bet it's going to go for a longer distance, I guess. Obviously, when planes come towards this section here, that's where their perceived long distances are made out of from. Oops, I think I just zoomed in too much. Right. We'll see what aircraft is coming from the back. No landings yet. Probably because it's not as busy as it is before. In fact, the airport itself, as we're in the month of September and the first month of autumn, in fact the first day of September actually, no wait, it's the 7th of September, so as we've just approached towards autumn time, it's less busy, isn't it? Although people still go on vacation during this time of the year, you know, just to seek the last of the sunny weather that the Mediterranean often tends to have. Oh, we've got a 737 on the back. Right. Seems like we've got a lot of taking offs going on here. Not much in the way of landings. It's not really that great. Oh, man. Not good at all with landings, but who cares about that? Straightforward taxiing. Somehow it's nicely taxiing. Really, eh? Seems like to be much more in the way of taking off somehow. And as I'm just making this video, my voice is starting to become a little bit much more clearer now. Thanks to the paracetamol I just consumed, about 2 pills. Thank God for that. And I've got no excessive body temperature. Obviously, you know, I haven't really measured it, but I'd say the normal body temperature will be about 37, 38, possibly 39, but then 39 is like exceeding too much. Right, here we go. Without a lot of coughing, of course, hopefully. Lots of 737s right here, but I don't think it's that much. Oh, it's just taxiing. Taxiing right here, baby. Yeah, it actually is not too bad right here, eh? Taxiing like good stuff, right? It's looking really good. Actually, one thing just to pinpoint here as I'm making this video, I've actually done like, you know, 2 trips to the NEC, and I've done a massive stash of walking for about 45 minutes. My goodness me, I've burnt so much calories, but it was just a massive conglomerate place to explore. That's why I came here. You know, not the gravel pits, but the NEC, the National Exhibition Centre, a fantastic venue to visit. And we'll see what that 737 is up to. Bit strange, isn't it? Yeah, actually not that much in the way of landing and stuff. It's pretty super disappointing because I think it could be the dull weather that's outside, coupled with the illness that I've got at the moment. As I'm just looking back, 737 have stopped. I can't see if there's any landings here. Not yet, but we'll see how it goes. Basically stuck until there's certain confirmations. Not much in the way of landing so far. Bit strange. I don't know why. Let me just actually get out from here because I don't want to get way too cramped. Right over here, I have to be very careful of this giant excavator tracker caterpillar wheel thing, because I want to be very safe and sound without hurting from here. It's not really great in visibility, but I might as well try and film some planes landing, although it's not going to be as good because you got the digger that's just blocking the way here, and we've got a plane landing. Let me just see what airliner it is. Oh, 737. Okay, another one of those damn 737s from Boeing. Is it Jet2 or is it Ryanair? We'll see about that. Oh, it's Ryanair. And I can hear a bit of tyre squealing right over at the back. In fact, one other thing I might actually chat about is the gravel pits update. Very strange in the way it's been changed and whatnot. But we'll just film this TUI 737 taking off first. In fact, there's a lot of things I might talk about the NEC later on, because it's a fantastic place that I've just recently invested on. Going there frequently. Not just as a great place for exercising, but exploring as well too. Right, and we've got a... Am I hearing a kestrel on the background? And let me just see, I think we've got a different airliner here. I think I can hear the sounds of a kestrel falcon on the background. And let's take a look, what airliner is this? Okay, Star Alliance. It might be Lufthansa or it could be Turkish Airlines. So it's either of the two airliners being owned by that alliance here. Oh, taking off very nicely. Oh, I can hear the sounds of a kestrel. Oh, I think I just saw a kestrel. It's actually at the very distance, tucked in the back. I don't think I can see it, because I'm just focusing on airplanes and stuff. Oh, that's some very weird noises coming from the background. I believe it could be fireworks or not. If it's fireworks, then it will just probably scare the hell out of those birds. Right, here it comes. Let's take a look at whatever airliner it is from Star Alliance. It could be Turkish Airlines, or it could be Lufthansa. Oh, I think it's Turkish Airlines. It's Turkish Airlines, because I just saw the red emblem with the white goose on it. I think. And the camera's just playing temperamental-wise. Come on, focus well, please. Damn camera. I still love this tablet. It's been well loved. And it's been fitted by tempered glass that my dad has fitted with. We're dealing with an Airbus A321. I think it's the older model. Let me just zoom in. I think with Turkish Airlines, they normally tend to use this airliner and stuff. This sort of stuff, because obviously there's not much demand for this airliner here to be in Birmingham. If they want to use like the 787 Dreamliner and the A330 or the 777, I think it's much more rarer to have that. The 737, quite common as well. But I think it's not as common as the A321. And it's by Turkish Airlines. Straightforward, about to take off to Istanbul. That's where it's going to. For me, I actually don't really like Turkish Airlines because it's just a bit too old for me. It's the same fashion as KLM. And the other thing is, in terms of its flight to Istanbul, that's That's just a bit, 4 hours is kind of pretty short. I think it's pretty short. Bit longer than Amsterdam, but I think it's a bit too short for flying back to Malaysia. It creates a bit of an unbalanced feeling, I guess. That's probably my opinion, but then hey, I could probably say otherwise. But it does make sense if you want to fly to Malaysia and it's like, too excessively long. And we've got another plane landing just in time. Yeah, it's taking off. Keeping it on hold. Yep. Straightforward flying out into the abyss. I wonder what plane it is. Let me just see what it is. Again, 737s. My God, there's lots of them here. Wow, just in time. That is a Sun Express 737. It's one other Turkish airliner, along with Turkish Airlines, to use the 737. Man, it is just absolutely cloudy. I can hear the tires squealing, and the wind's taking over my camera. God damn it! Oh no, man, I don't know what the hell am I doing. It's just gonna look pretty miserable with the wind taking over and stuff. But hey, shall I call it a day or not? We'll just have to see how it goes. I'm actually going to track underneath this digger here. Excavator, making sure it's perfect height. There you go. Flannery, that's the name of the digger. I'm just sort of tracking along here. The time here, nearly coming up towards 3:30, but I might as well just give it a nice go here. And I don't know where that plane's going to. I initially thought it was going to go up towards the hangars. That's what I'm probably thinking of. But then, hey, probably going to the gates just to board some passengers up to anywhere in Turkey. And because it's so miserable outside, I don't know how much scope I could potentially film. And of course, as I'm just going around that bulldozer right here. See that? It's just taking over, isn't it? Because there's a lot of construction work going on here. Yeah, not much in the way of filming and stuff. It's not that clear, because obviously it's quite, murky and a bit blurry somehow at times. But nevertheless, we've got the runway lights reassuring the situations, I suppose, hey? Looking all nice. I can't see any planes landing. Yeah, it's a bit strange. Actually, I might show you something very interesting. If I go to the other side here, no, wait, actually, towards those trees here. Might show you very interesting. I mean, we're getting signs of autumnal scenery right here. Because obviously we're coming up towards fall. That's actually a term that was first used in England to describe leaves falling. A fall of the leaf. Or the fall of the leaf. The fall of the leaf. That's what it's called. And then the Americans call it fall and adopted it as their actual name. Strangely enough, oops, god damn it, what's with people leaving out all of this stupid rubbish and stuff, like, cans. Maybe I need to go ahead and try and, there's no bin here, because look at this. This is just rubbish, man. Man, I get so completely stroppy about rubbish on the floor here. There has to be a bin here so that people can, throw it away efficiently and sustainably without just having to throw away within the hassle of it. But then, hey, I digress because it's a construction site. Sorry, I won't get too angry in this video because, man, I feel so sick. But then, hey, straightforward better. But actually, strange enough, there's a bit of autumnal scenes right in the background here, although it's very green and dark. Because obviously I'm filming this during the early part of September. The trees haven't changed their colours yet. I can still see some of it, just a few bits of it, but not all of it. It's somehow quite peculiar. Maybe here I can see hints of gold, but it's not that well defined. Maybe I might have to try and come back in another week's time to see how everything goes. And the rain is straightforward. Hopefully it's not attacking me. It's not that heavy. it's more like in the way of drizzle, as I could probably describe it here. God dang it, I just coughed. Right, as I'm just looking back, no planes here, but look at this. All this bulldozer activity, it's just so frantic. Just goes to show you that life is always frenetic here. Not really one of the best. Maybe if I walk up towards here, we might be able to see a bit of spectacular colours right over on the distance, but I'm not sure how far am I actually allowed to go to. Not that much. Yeah, it's a bit distant somehow. Maybe I need to come a little bit further. Although I'm doing plane spotting here. Strange enough, I feel like I've done miles of walking here. Oh my god. I'm gonna straightforward walk up towards here and see what leaves have we got. I'm sort of thinking of whatever colours of leaves have we got. Everything's all cleared. I've also noticed that if you remember back in August, there was a signpost with, I think there was some sort of a pedestrian and a cyclist type symbol, I think. I think I'm coming really close. Yeah, there's not much in the way of autumnal scenery. I can just see from my very thick eyes, I don't see any tree leaf colour changing going on here. It's a bit too early to talk. By the looks of it, I don't see any signs of that happening. We are straightforward in the season of autumn. Meteorological autumn, that is. But I can't see any. I'll probably see some of it right here, but then, you know, footage-wise, I don't think I can just straightforward see it as close as it is. And the wind is straightforward attacking me. And that's something I have to confront with. You know, the wind attacking my audio, especially when it comes into such ratty footage, which I don't think it is. And I can hear the sounds, which I probably presume is an ATR 72, probably Aer Lingus, but I might be totally wrong. I think it could be a different airliner. I think on Mondays to Fridays, the one airliner I'd probably associate would be Logan Air. That's more of a Scottish airliner. Just going back towards where I normally do a lot of plane spotting. Right here. Maybe you can definitely see a bit of that. Let me just go a little bit closer. Strangely enough, I can't quite recall, but I can see a lot of that foliage right in the background here. I'm not sure how very clear it is. There's a lot of flaming reds, a lot of yellows, a lot of oranges. Still got greens because we haven't gotten past by the middle part of the autumn season. Might have to wait until October or November, as I call it. Strange enough, it is that time of year, isn't it? It's really sad when summertime really dies off. Obviously, the first hints of it will have to be on the very late part of August. Right. I'm not sure how much I can see, but if I turn the brightness on, not much in the way of that type of colorization here. Maybe I need to go a bit closer and see what it's like. Not that much. Bit strange. Maybe I won't go too close because there's a ditch right here. Right. So I'm just straightforward coming here just to admire a bit of scenery from the trees. But I'm not sure if you can see, there's a bit of, maybe you can see a bit of that. Bit of yellow pinging when there's a car horn on the background. And, yeah, strange enough, yeah, you might be able to see a bit of it. It's not that very clear. But I'm starting to see a hint of what autumn is about to deliver. Maybe the redder the trees are, the darker they actually are in footage. And it looks like we've got a plane landing. I bet it could be a 737 or an A320. I'll just have to find out. And It looks like we've got a white ATR-72 plane. That's just straightforward taxiing. I just need to move and stay still just a little bit. Yeah, a bit off, I think. Oh, I think it's the Neo version of the A321. Gotta go right here. So yeah, that's how it normally sounds like. Obviously it has different engines. In fact, even in takeoff, it does sound like the Boeing 777 or 777, some people call it. Yeah, it actually does. It actually has that 777 vibe. You know, it's like a midget 777 that flies in very short distance journeys. Probably applies to all the other aircraft, which often sound like this. I think definitely it has that sort of feeling, that sort of vibe, that really sort of, you know, sounds like one. And of course, yes, we've got the ATR-72 that's just taxiing. Not much in the way of planes, but what I'm also seeing is the way of cars. Which, strangely enough, there's a lot of cars right here, because there's a lot of plane spotters right here. I think the peakish time will have to be in summer. That's definitely that time of the year. And what's very strange is, because I'm filming this video on a Saturday, yeah, there's actually not much in the way of unique aircraft. I think the greatest aircraft models I've seen so far will have to be the Boeing 747, the jumbo jet from like in late June. That was the best aircraft I've seen so far this year. Fantastic aircraft. Very rare, but something I could be highly admired to. You know, when something is huge and majestic in terms of air transport, admire it. Such a fantastic aircraft. Especially the A380 that we just saw earlier on in this video. And as I'm zooming in, strangely enough, the ATR-72 is just bailing out. And because it's straightforward going on a much more shorter domestic journey. Hey, what's up with those teens just moaning and groaning here? I'm trying to film planes here. Get out of my way here. And with that being said, without doing something that was quite naughty on YouTube, that would probably, you know, annoy a lot of people and stuff. Well, I just have to make sure that I'm being very secure. Yeah, what's also very interesting is that although it looks a bit murky and a bit dullish, it's actually not that cold. It's actually kind of humid. It's like living in a lukewarm sauna. Seeing scenery like this. There's a pigeon right here. Oh, there's a car right here. I've got more pigeons. There's two of them. Yeah, I could film a bit of cars with a bit of tracking shots like this. Unlike the damn boys, which are just straightforward cycling and scooting their way through. Probably best not to do that. We'll just skedaddle away from that subject. I love making these styles of videos on YouTube, although they're not popular. Although it's not as popular as other media, like reacting to quite a few other YouTube videos that I've made in the past. And strangely enough, in peculiar in how my YouTube channel has straightforward branched out from toy reviews and into like vlogs. And of course, plane spotting. That's like the newest subject I seem to really do. Maybe I need to do more plane spotting videos in the future. What do you think, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're watching this video here and other similar videos alike. And, you know, of course I do a lot of bird feeding and stuff. Animal related videos, that's a nice thing. And, you know, other stuff too. And it looks like we've got a plane. That's basically landing at a distance. Let's see what aircraft that is. I bet it could be either a 737 or an Airbus A320's aircraft. I can't really tell. Oh, it's coming. It's coming real fast. Yep, 737. Quite nice and common to see a lot of those 737s. Not, because they're just way too ubiquitous in this airport. There's just way too many of them. In fact, after coming to the airport, or this gravel pit that I'm filming here, where the airport is, I just see way too many of these 737s. And I didn't hear the tyre squeal. Neither on the Airbus A320neo. Anyways, I might keep on subject. And I know many people will just pretty much complain that I'm just being out of context, but hey, I like to cram up as much out of context stuff on my YouTube channel because that's who I am. And not only that, but I just seem to expel a wide range of interests, ranging from toy reviews and meteorology, like I did with those thunderstorm webcam activity videos on YouTube, to like PlaneSpotting, which is very recent, and nature and wildlife, and also animations as well too. Because, you know, I've been doing a lot of animating since 2019, as obvious as this sounds. And I'm just walking around here. What is that? What the heck is that thing? Oh, that looks like some sort of weird cheap knockoff. Oh, it's like a water pistol. I could probably take this home. That is quite somehow something I could make in good use. Oh, although it's falling apart. Yeah, obviously someone actually didn't look after their toys. Yeah, that's probably sad to know. That's the button, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. I can't really tell. You know, YouTube is straightforward, very sensitive whenever people do toy reviews. And apart from all of this rubbish, I'm just basically finding out, well, I just have to say there's actually quite a lot of visitors to the airport. Not because it's the weekend, probably because it's more quieter. Obviously in the winter you see more adults, and in the summer you see more children coming to do plane spotting. There's actually quite a lot of traffic right here, and as strange as it sounds, as I'm filming this video, I think it's starting to rain. Maybe I need to call off as a day in a sense somehow, because yeah, my tablet is going to get a bit vulnerable being soaked by rain, that's for sure. I'm just walking around. Yeah, there's not much plane activity around here, probably because it's very decreased. You know, during Saturday and Sunday, that's normally the weekends, as of course, as I call it. And there's not much plane activity here. Hopefully it's not going to be the same as those global IT CrowdStrike incidences or accidents that were happening during, you know, how would you say, in July, of course, the 19th. This year, and actually it's starting to rain, so I might have to probably bail out of here and probably record a video, because hey, I can't have my tablet being drenched by all of this wet weather coming to effect. But anyways, if you really enjoyed in such plane spotting videos on YouTube, oh hang on a second, there's a plane here. Anyways, do please like and subscribe for more videos in the future. As always, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye for now. I've actually got a Boeing 737 as our last plane. Let's film it. Oh, going right here. Oh my god, this is so fun from being planes. Oh my god. Right, here it comes. Apart from the traffic. Oh, it's a 737. Yay! Woo! Come here, baby. Come here. Now that's how you end such a very dreary day with something nice. Oh, I can hear that tire squealing. That's it. Oh yeah. As always, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye for now. And it looks like we've got a Jet 2 plane, the Airbus A321 that's taxiing. I might as well just keep on filming, that's for sure. Maybe I can continue speaking, I think. I can't really tell. And there's more traffic right here. Yeah, honestly, it's probably best to steer clear from traffic, obviously. Yeah, I don't know why the heck is this road so busy. I don't know why. It's pretty busy right here. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. Ooh, love that tracking shot on the car. But all I'm going to do is focus on some planes. Oops, I think it's my Oh, I think it's my S3 phone. Oh no. I normally tend to use that for like MP3s and stuff. Hang on, I might show you the device. Look, about 15% of my battery life. It's just appalling, look. Yeah, 15%, that's just rubbish. Right. Continuing a bit of plane spotting. Uh-oh. Just as I thought it was going to be the end of this video, there's actually another plane that's coming to land. As again, another 737, no kidding, right, from Jet 2. Bloody hell. Oh, look at all them cars parading and stuff. And here comes the 737 from Jet 2. Here it comes. Whoa. And what's quite strange is, look how many cars there are. Why the heck are there so many cars here? Is there some sort of weird diversion? In America, you probably say diversion. Diversion, how the heck are you going to say it? In your country. Pretty different accent if you ask me. Look at all them cars, they're all just straightforward traversing here. How the heck is that so busy? Man, I've got no idea what I'm looking at here. Yep, straightforward, it's still waiting. And I'm being rained upon. Oh God. That van should have never... My God. Somebody should have never opened it. I may need to call the cops for those who are just opening the van doors. That's not very good. It's probably very toxic as it is to those sites. And it's raining. It's raining real nastily. Oh, man, what a putrid end to end the video. It's pretty ugly, isn't it?